Hello, hello! It's Speak Now 1, Lesson 21, Part A. How much is coffee? And we are going to learn how to ask about prices and give prices. After this lesson, you can go and work in a café. Já estou até ajudando a conseguir emprego aí. Look at the first exercise. It's vocabulary. Is your hometown expensive? Write the prices for these things in your hometown. Is your hometown expensive? Write the prices for these things in your hometown. É cara a sua cidade? Será que é? Que tal a gente escrever os preços para essas coisas? And what are the things? We have a haircut, a taxi ride across town, museum admission fee, a movie ticket, a cup of coffee, and a bus fare. So what are the things? A haircut. So you cut your hair in a hairstylist. You go to the place, they cut your hair. How much is it in Brazil? How much is it in São Paulo? I don't know. How much is it in your city or town? A taxi ride across town. Imagine from one point of the city to the other one. Another day, I went to Vila Ema and it was 25, 35 reais with Uber. How much would it be by taxi? Much more expensive. And how would it be to cross your town or city from one side to the other? Museum admission fee. Fee, the money you pay for something. Admission, to enter. Entrada para o museu. How much is it in your town? How much is a museum admission fee in São Paulo? It depends on the museum, of course, but some of them are for free. A movie ticket. How much is a movie ticket in your town? I believe that in São Paulo it's around 50 reais. I think it's expensive. And a cup of coffee. I think that some cups of coffee are like 6 reais, some 10, 15, 20 reais. It depends on the coffee and the place, and in your town. And the bus fare. Fare seria a passagem de ônibus. Seria o que se paga para andar de ônibus. Bus fare. All right. How much is it? Well, how do we talk about that? We should write the prices in part A. Think about the prices before the live lesson. And then in part B, tell your partner how much things cost in your hometown. A haircut is $30. In my hometown, a bus fare is $2. Well, these are some things that we have to pay from time to time. I don't pay for a haircut. I cut the hair myself with a machine. In 5 minutes, I'm done. Then, after that, we have this conversation. Look at this boy here. He's entering Santa Monica Hostel. What is a hostel? It isn't a hotel. A hostel is a albergue. É mais simples que um hotel. Seria um hotel mais tranquilo, mais simples e tal. Listen, how much is coffee in a convenience store? Is coffee in a coffee shop cheap? So we have these two questions. How much it is? How much is coffee in a convenience store? Convenience store, loja de conveniência. Numa lojinha, sei lá, num posto de gasolina, por exemplo. And is coffee in a coffee shop cheap? E se for numa loja de café, numa cafeteria mesmo, daquelas mais chiques, será que é cheap? Let's listen in the audio. It's Eduardo talking to Greg. Okay, let me put all the dialogue here in the screen. Good, let me play.
Lesson 21. How much is coffee? Page 52. Conversation. A. Listen. How much is coffee in a convenience store? Is coffee in a coffee shop cheap?
Excuse me, how much does bus fare cost in this town?
It costs $1.50.
That's reasonable. How much does a cup of coffee cost?
It depends. It's $1 in a convenience store, but it can be $6 in a nice coffee shop.
$6 for coffee? That's expensive. And how much are movie tickets?
They cost about $13.
Things are expensive in your town.
Santa Monica. I think there's Santa Monica in Los Angeles. I don't know. I think it is in Los Angeles. So we have two prices here for coffee. In a convenience store, could you find? The question is here, how much does a cup of coffee cost? So the answer is here. I'm not going to say. Can you find the answer? And is coffee in a coffee shop cheap? And then he says the two prices and he says that's expensive. So he really doesn't think it's cheap. Coffee is cheap in a coffee shop. So these were the options here, the answers for these two questions. But we have part B. After practicing the conversation, we have part C. Write the changes you hear above the bold words. We have they cost, eles custam, can be, pode ser, that's reasonable, até que tá razoável. So we have it in the following listening that I'm going to play. And then we are going to practice the new conversation. So let me play again, pay attention, and it will be here.
Page 52. Conversation. C. Listen. Write the changes you hear above the bold words. Practice the new conversation.
Excuse me, how much does bus fare cost in this town?
It costs $1.50.
That seems fair. How much does a cup of coffee cost?
It depends. It's $1 in a convenience store, but it costs around $6 in a nice coffee shop.
$6 for coffee? That's expensive. And how much are movie tickets?
They're about $13.
Things are expensive in your town.
Did you notice the three versions here? Instead of saying, that's reasonable, he says, that sounds fair. That seems fair. Fair, justo, okay? But it can be $6. No, he doesn't say that. It costs around $6. It can be $6. Look, it's the top price. And around $6 is mais ou menos. So it could be even more expensive. They cost about $13. They're about $13. Oh, let's take a look at these. Look, $1.50. In general, we can say 1.50, e 50, and we don't say and 50. But here it's $1.50. $1.50. Se você falar one, número aqui, you have to say cents. $3.50. Or you can say $3.50, $3.40, $20.35. É assim que funciona. Ou então 35. Ou a gente fala o dólar e o cents, ou então a gente não fala o dólar nem o cents. Aqui a gente não falou cents, mas falou dólar porque não foi um número. A gente pôs o artigo, ok? That's it. This is it. So this was the lesson, and I hope you liked. And we see each other in the live lesson. All right? See you then. Bye-bye.